I think that Randall Museum is addressing the nature deficit issue, actually. This museum was put together in the 1930s by the woman Josephine Randall. And back in the 30s, she was concerned that kids were becoming too urbanized and that they didn't have an actual knowledge base or experience with nature.
An education about the environment and nature that kids won't always get in school because they're often learning about other things.
What we do is we offer classes in woodworking, ceramics. We have a live animal exhibit, which is all California-based native animals. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get kids to understand that the wood that they're working with in the wood shop comes from trees. How do trees grow? You know, what kind of seeds do they put off? In the clay area, we're doing the same thing. Geological forces shaped California, and that's how you're getting this clay to make this little sculpture that you're doing.
I think kids, especially in the city, sometimes don't get as much contact with the natural world as, say, maybe kids who grow up in a more rural setting. And the Randall Museum is a place where kids can see animals up close and learn about them and even interact with them.
It gives kids a wider perspective on their world and shows them a more environmental side, and they learn about animals rather than just learning strictly political or economic view of an event or part of the world.
I like to think of what we do here as getting kids back to where they should be, instead of on the television or the telephone and on the computer.
I think important to just get people thinking about the fact that nature is all around us, even though we are in the city, and that's why I like their exhibits, like with the bees and the earthquakes and everything. It just kind of reminds you that even though we live in a city, that we are surrounded by nature.
I chose the Randall Museum because I really love nature and science, and I think that a lot of that's because I had a lot of interactions with animals and just nature in general as a young child. And I think the problem is that not all kids have the same opportunity that I did to do this. And because of that, they might not necessarily realize how fun things like nature and science can be. And also, if kids are more exposed to science and understanding the environment around the Bay Area, they can become more encouraged to protect the environment because they care about it. And I also think it's really good for kids in that it can be fun and educational for them to come visit the Randall Museum. And it's really easy for kids who might otherwise just be not as exposed to nature to come visit the Randall because it's in the middle of a city and it's free, unlike some things like the zoo, which people might not go to because they have to pay to get into. And I just think it's good. It's a good resource for our community and for kids in general.